Lee, welcome to the show today.
Thanks. So happy to be here with you.
Guys, Lee is a really good friend of mine. I've known Lee for a while, and he's just got such an interesting story. I can't wait to hear more about it and share it with you guys, have him share it with you guys. So, Lee, you at one point decided that you wanted to start a dance business, which is super interesting. Tell us a little bit about that, how that got going for you.
Well, sort of. That's my official answer. Sort of. My wife actually started our dance business, and she started that 29 years ago. I met her. I think it's been 23 years now that we've known each other. And as soon as I met her, I was a lighting guy for rock concerts and theater shows and stuff like that. And we met at an event that she was hired from the dance studio to do. And she said, "Hey, I see you doing all this production work. We've got a dance recital coming up. Would you be able to help me out?" She's cute. So I said, "Yeah, I'll do whatever you ever want," which is a phrase that she still reminds me of like every day almost. She's like, "You said that you do whatever I ever want." So I didn't set out to start a dance business. I didn't start out to, like that wasn't my calling in life or anything like that. But once I met her, I could sort of see the vision, see the purpose that she had for this. And I said, all right, I want in. And I started hanging out there and thankfully I was able to kind of to really spread the gasoline with that and spread the flame there and really accelerate the growth that she had already started without me.
So you kind of helped, you got into her business and you were in a few ways. And then, and then you said, let me see what we can make this. So what happened when you guys started working together on it? Where did it go?
Well, it started, she had rented, before I met her, she had rented one dance room, one dance studio and the lobby. And then very soon after that, she added on a second room and added on a little more square footage sort of thing. And so she had to have somebody else teaching at the same time as her, which was kind of cool. And then could do all sorts of different things, like put siblings in different classes and stuff like that. And I just came along. And at that time, my first day, the office manager walked off the job, just kind of left. It was a mom of a dancer. And so she was like, "Oh, I'm out of here." So she leaves, and Stephanie, my wife, is sort of sitting there like, "Oh crap, what am I going to do now? Now I'm going to have to answer the phone." And I'm like, well, I'm between lighting gigs, because if I didn't have to go do a concert that night, I don't have anything to do. And so I sat at the desk and I would just answer the phone. And it was really funny because it was very much on the job training. I got a phone call and it's like, "Do you have classes for a 5-year-old?" And I looked around and I saw the schedule. I'm like, "Yeah, we got classes." Like, "What kind of class?" And I'm like, "Hold on a second." And I put the phone on hold and ran into the dance room. And I'm like, "What classes do we offer for a 5-year-old?" And Stephanie told me the information. And I came back to the phone. I'm like, "Oh yeah, we've got hip hop, we've got ballet, we got tap, we got jazz, we got all these things." And they said, "Great. When are they?" I'm like, "Hold on a second." And I ran to the other room and what would be good? So I figured that out pretty quickly about how to read the schedule and what that looked like. And then I'm sitting there and somebody called and said, "Do you sell tap shoes?" And I'm looking around and I look in this closet and I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's boxes of tap shoes here." And they're like, "Do you have a size 10? And I'm like, "Yeah, there's a size 10 right there." And sure enough, they came in, I sold the tap shoes. And that night, I'm like, "What? Now I'm out of size 10s. And Stephanie said, "We call the manufacturer every night and leave a voicemail on the answering machine to say we need more size 10 tap shoes." And so every night I would call in an order for 3 pairs of shoes or whatever we sold that day. And I started saying, let's stock up on inventory. Let's add and have 2 pairs of size 10 tap shoes so that I don't have to call every night and get a small box every day sort of thing. And so we just kind of grew organically like that. It was very much a lot of word of mouth. There was a lot of just who knows what's gonna be the next thing that shows up at the front door, but we're ready for it and we will accommodate no matter what.
So at some point, it's incredible. So you kind of built, and by the way, Cherry Creek Dance is now like a staple in Denver, right? It's just if you're going to get dance lessons, you're going to Cherry Creek. So, but at some point in this process, you're learning how to run a business.
Yeah.
You found your purpose. And what Lee does, guys, he's helped a lot of people find their purpose in life, including myself. And so I'm just curious, how did you find that? And then what is your purpose?
Oh, great question. And probably my favorite question ever, really. So the reason why I get out of bed each and every morning is so I can go and create art. And I use that art so that everyone can discover their own inspiration, love, and greatness, whatever that looks like. And that's going to be super unique to each and every person, just like you. And it is to everybody that's out there too. That purpose is so different for each and every person. And that's part of what makes you who you are today. It was a journey for me to find mine. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what I should be looking for. I didn't realize that that was a thing I should be thinking about or concentrating on or anything. And I heard a great speaker, Simon Sinek, who's a friend of mine now, and he talked about this. And I just sat there after he was done speaking. I called Stephanie and I said, "We are going about this all wrong." And she said, "What do you mean? Like, what speech did you hear today? Like, what are we supposed to do? What's the new thing that we're supposed to implement because of, whatever speaker you heard at whatever conference you're at?" And I started laughing. I said, "No, this one feels different." And I asked her, I said, why do you do what we do?" And she said, "Huh, I don't know. I just want to teach dance." And I said, "Yeah, but why? What goes along with that?" And so we had a huge discussion, and I was scribbling down notes the entire time. And basically that's what we came up with. And so that's our goal at Cherry Creek Dance. It's our goal is not to, yeah, we train dancers, people that want to go on to have professional careers, and got people on Broadway and in music videos, and all across the country, and professional dance team members like NFL, NBA, that sort of stuff. And we train a lot of those people. But equally as excited about the people that we train that like want to take one dance class a week for 10 years. So my goal is that I can help foster a love of arts in each and every person. And for some, that looks a little different than others, and that's cool. And others want to be way into it and do this as a life. And some just want to, instead of going to the gym 3 days a week, they go to dance class, and that's cool too. So whatever that art looks like for you, that's what I want to inspire you to do. And that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. And when I do that, it's pretty awesome.